Welcome back to yet another episode of The Conscious Way. So today we're going to talk about something which we all face in our lives, and that is challenges. So why do we face challenges in life? Why do we face problems and obstacles? Why do they really come to us? So I assure you one thing, that by the end of this episode, we will understand something really profound, which will help us to look at all challenges with an entirely new perspective, and we will see it is an opportunity to learn and grow from it. So we will be diving into why challenges come, what's the purpose behind every challenge, and how to work with them so that we may convert every challenge that we face into opportunities so that we live a more meaningful and a prosperous life. When I introspect and look back into my life, I realize that every challenge which I have ever faced and I was able to overcome always taught me a lesson. It made me stronger, wiser, and added to my growth. To overcome every challenge, I had to upskill myself or learn something from the challenge, and only then I was able to overcome that challenge. And once I was able to overcome, then I realized that they were somehow a blessing in disguise. And today, I am where I am. It's because of those challenges, which I had to work through. I had to learn and upskill myself to reach here in my life. I have faced many challenges. They were financial at one point of time, where I learned some lessons, but the hard way, which made me more money-wise and smarter. It was due to those circumstances that I turned towards meditation and spirituality, and I came to Ananda. And this is way back in 2012. Now today I am thankful for getting meditation in my life, which was because of that difficult, challenging situation which I faced at that point of time. Even my professional life, I had to learn new ways of doing work and upskill myself whenever I face challenges in terms of competition or a new market scenario. I even had health-related challenges where I had to change my unhealthy habits and had to start taking care of my health. As when we are young, we hardly bother for our health, And this is the God's way of reminding us that our body is like a temple and we should all treat it very well. So, but every time these challenges came, I had to put in more energy, use my willpower, move out of my comfort zone, and had to up my level. And only then new doors open for me. But if we don't do anything, that challenge will remain or even push us back in our lives. So just a small story. So during COVID times, it was a very challenging time for our business because we were in a very niche segment of women's clothing, and it was catering to fashion. And at that point of time, nobody was buying fashion. Everyone was looking at essentials. But we did not set back because we had to sustain a lot of expenses for our factory. We thought, what shall we do? We put in a lot of our thoughts and our energies. And at that point of time, we started making these sustainable face masks, which was the only thing that we could do because that was the only thing which we could manufacture. And it started our journey into a line completely new to us, which was corporate gifting, which later became a new vertical for our business. Today, looking back, a new door opened because of that difficult, challenging situation. So there is no one in the world who does not have challenges. Not a single person who has not faced certain problems and difficulties in life. But everyone has their own challenges. And you may feel that they are nothing compared to yours. But for everyone, their challenges are the biggest obstacles in their growth. And only they can overcome it. It's only they who have to learn from it and grow from it. So I will share with you 3 real life examples. These are stories of very, very successful people. But they became successful only because they faced and then overcame every challenge which life threw at them. So first story is of MS Dhoni, everybody knows him. So he had seen a lot of challenges in his life. He came from a very ordinary background, could not even afford professional training when he was playing cricket. He had to take up a job as a ticket collector, and he used to practice after his job. It was difficult for a professional player to do something like that. But he never gave up. He kept increasing his focus, putting energies and concentration, and every challenge that he overcame only added to his growth. It made him stronger. So it was his unconventional style that made him success despite criticism. And he waited patiently until he was 23 years old. But he kept on practicing with patience and went on to become one of the most successful Indian cricket captains. Okay, so we can take another story of, say, Mahatma Gandhi. He continuously struggled and faced challenges throughout his life. He faced discrimination and was thrown out of the train, but he did not sit quietly. It was that incident which led him to take the decision of giving up on his law practice and take the fight against discrimination. He was beaten, he spent time striving in the jail, but all these challenges kept increasing his determination and willpower. Every challenge only made him stronger, more determined in his fight. So rather than falling back, he led the freedom struggle and got independence for India. One last story. This is not about a person, but this is about a group effort, which we all have seen that movie, Mission Mangal. It's another beautiful movie, which is based on a true story of how when you overcome every challenge with your determination and hard work, then those challenges only create the way for you to reach your best and highest potential. It's a remarkable example that how every challenge itself carved the way for them, pushing everyone in their team to think out of the box. And what happened in the end? It became the first mission to reach Mars in its maiden attempt, and at the lowest cost. The challenge was that they did not have enough money to make it a success. They did not have enough money to resource, so they had to think out of the box. So take any successful person and see his journey. It's the challenges they faced which really build them to what they are. So I would say embrace these challenges as they really come for a reason. And that reason is your growth, your development. If you have any challenges that you are facing and need any guidance on that, then please write in the comment section and I will try and address that in any of my future podcasts. So we have different types of challenges at different stages of our lives, which are related with the respective needs during those times. So at the most basic level, we have challenges to earn and make sufficient money so that we can provide for a comfortable life for ourselves and our family. Hence, we need to do well in our jobs, in our business, or any profession that we have. And then we might have financial and career challenges during those times. These challenges come and they push us to learn a new skill set or learn certain lessons sometimes, or exploring other avenues of doing work differently. So some of us face challenges with people and relationships, like cooperating with others, or your bosses. We need to learn lessons that we become good with managing or relating with people, like respecting others, giving space to others, respecting their individuality and freedom. It helps us to become selfless and caring and a better human being. Sometimes everything seems well in certain person's life, but he may face certain emotional or psychological challenges like anger, jealousy, greed, addictions to alcohol, to drugs or something. Because of certain habit patterns, compulsions and tendencies, they can be such big challenges for them. They don't realize that it's really a problem because it's become part of their nature. But these are the challenges which they really have to take care for themselves, because they are so deeply rooted that they really have to work on these, which again, when they work, will overcome and make them better humans. It will add to their growth. So basically, you will realize that life is really a battlefield and we must overcome every challenge that life throws at us. We must learn the lessons, and till the time we don't learn the lessons, the challenges remain in our lives. So if you think somebody can be helped with this topic, please share it with that friend or family member, and don't forget to subscribe. Now we come to the main question. Why do these challenges come to ourselves? So there are three main reasons why challenges come in our lives. And the first one is, it's the God's way of helping us, which is for our own growth. So many trials and challenges that we face in our lives come with the sole purpose of helping us grow as a person, to make us more free and overcome our fears. God gives us these tests to take us out of our comfort zones, which help us to realize our own highest potential. For example, when a parent teaches a child to walk or to cycle, the parent lets the child fall. The parent knows that the child will fall, he will get hurt, but the parent lets him fall so that the child learns, so that he overcomes his fear. You do this introspection. Think of your own life and any one problem you faced in the past and how you overcame it. And if you overcame it, then what was the lesson that you learned from that experience? You will realize when you had to overcome the challenge, You had to develop certain skills or learn certain lessons. You had to become bigger than the challenge itself, and only then you could overcome it. So why is something a challenge for ourselves? It is a challenge because we don't understand how to solve the situation with our current level of consciousness. There's a beautiful thing that Albert Einstein said. We cannot solve a problem with the same consciousness that we had when we created the problem. So our difficult times always teach us a lesson, and that they are somehow a blessing in disguise. And you are where you are because of those challenges. So the second reason why we face challenges in life is it's another God's way of helping us in a journey towards self-realization, to make us complete, to make us one with God. Challenges help us to develop certain spiritual qualities like humility, surrender, patience, and faith. Sometimes when we are very sure of the result, that something happens which is beyond our control, then we realize that there is a power greater than what we expect and greater than us, which is at work. And this makes us humble. Also, it helps us to learn to surrender. When we cannot do much about certain situations, then we have to surrender the result to God. And surrender, which I'm talking here, does not mean that you just give up, and that I can't do anything, that God, you take care. True surrender to God means that you will give your 100% to whatever you are doing, and you surrender the result, which is anyways out of your control. Challenges also helps us to learn patience, as sometimes we must put in our efforts continuously and wait, because God knows the right time when things have to unfold for us and when we are ready, and He knows best. Patience with God is called faith, and it is such a powerful virtue, because this is what keeps us going under all difficult times. Faith becomes our biggest strength when we have trying times. So the surrender, patience, humility, faith, these are not passive actions at all. They are very, very dynamic actions, because the result of our actions is not in our hands, and hence it's no point worrying about it. You should give your 100% and leave the rest to God, because He knows best. You cannot give up or wait telling yourself that I will do something only when this challenge will go away. It will not go away. As it has come to teach you a lesson, it will remain. So learn from it, and only then you will be able to overcome and move on. And third reason why challenge comes to us is they come to us because of a law which is called the law of karma. So law of karma simply means as you sow, so shall you reap. If you do good, you shall receive good. And if you do bad, you shall receive equal pain and suffering. So our present actions determine our future, and hence our past actions have determined our present, where you are. So sometimes when you don't have an answer for something, why it happened, then maybe it's the result of your past actions, which you must repay, because that will make you free from past bondage. And challenges which we cannot understand, which come to us like a misfortune, a loss, sometimes an accident, without any fault of ours, these are the results of our past karmas. We cannot question it. We have to face it and neutralize that seed, which in a way again frees us. The very fact that we have returned to this planet and born again is because we have certain lessons to learn. We have certain debts to repay because of our past actions. And when we say face a karma like this, then in such cases, what can you do? You're cribbing about it, complaining about it, and blaming others for it won't help. It will only add to your misery and make the situation worse for yourself. So Paramahansa Yogananda used to say, situations are always neutral. It's your reaction that makes it worse or neutral. For example, if your car gets into an accident with somebody and it's not your fault, and you get angry, start fighting with that person, you make the situation worse, you make it unpleasant and even dangerous. That's what we call the road rage, But if you are calm at that point of time, you are totally centered in yourself and respond rather than react. You start with an apology, show concern for the other person, understanding, you know that insurance will take care of the loss for the car and everything, and you move ahead. You completely change the outcome of that situation. So in both cases, the situation was the accident, but your response totally changed the situation and the outcome. So understanding all these, now if you face a similar challenge which you had faced in the past, will it be as grave a challenge? It might not be a challenge now because you know how to handle it. You have learned the lesson, and this is how our lives go on and we become prosperous. So once we understand these three reasons why challenges come to ourselves. First, they come for our own growth. Second, they come because that's God's way of helping us in a journey towards self-realization. And third, they come to neutralize our past karmas. Understanding this, you look at all challenges with an entirely new perspective. Because now when a challenge comes, you will say to yourself, a new chapter of life is about to unfold, and start looking at it positively. So again, if you have any challenge that you are facing and need help, then please write it in the comment section and I will try and address that in future. In the next episode, we will talk about how to face challenges and convert them into opportunities. And that is also another ball game altogether. So I hope you found this episode inspiring and insightful. Remember, every step you take towards being more conscious brings you closer to your own highest potential. If you enjoyed this episode, please share it with your friends and family, and don't forget to subscribe. Thank you for spending your precious time. Until next time, stay positive, stay inspired, and keep shining. This is Dhruv from The Conscious Way. Take care and be well.